Welcome to Grade Pending, the show where, we discuss movies, TV shows, music, whenever we feel like it, how we feel like it. You know what I'm saying? Today's panel, we got Fenny, Big John, Otto. And for today, we're talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp, QUANTUMANIA. Um, to talk about it, we got to talk about it, so there will be spoilers. If you have not seen the movie yet, you can pause this, go get you some tickets, go see it, come back, watch it then. You know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna talk about it in depth. As always, we have our unique grading system. Awesome, which is the top of the top, the cream of the crop, the best of the best. We got dope, which is very good, not perfect, not the bestest, but hey, it's a good show, good piece of entertainment. We got meh, which basically is all right, or watched it once, not trying to watch it no more. And then we got straight trash. I'm never watching it again. It was hot garbage. Get this out my face. Why did I spend money on this? However you feel about it. All right. You know what I'm saying? And we give our individual reviews first, and then we come back and talk about it and converse as a community, because it takes a village. You know what I'm saying?
More like a strong discussion.
So let's get into the individuals. Fenny, since you was already
Ant-Man, QUANTUMANIA, WrestleMania, at the WrestleMania. So essentially what it felt like. You know, Ant-Man having to deal with himself, deal with Kang, and um, the love for Cassie, and I think everything in movies kind of has their grounding point. You know, the infamous Batman, Superman, Martha moment. But when Scott is fighting with himself in the probability storm, Cassie is the grounding point. So I think it's common in terms of storytelling, I guess. But I really didn't have too many gripes with the movie. Um, for me, my major gripe is the typical jokey bullshit, where it's just like, you know, the Darren Cross, stop being a dick thing. Like, I didn't like really how MODOK was being the supervillain that he is to be written off as just a lapdog for Kang, and then being like a, well, who am I supposed to be kind of moment. Um, I think MODOK, and again, this is separate. You gotta separate church and state. So you gotta separate comic book from movie. I still feel like MODOK is a big enough character to not waste like that. Um, Unlike a Taskmaster, in Black Widow. Although Taskmaster could be a bigger character, you can still kind of throw that character away. But people know who MODOK is, especially if you're gonna have later on mutants introduced and stuff. You really, I don't know, but maybe they can retcon that character. Although Marvel's not really one for retconning stuff in their universe. Um, but yeah, that jokey, stop being a dick, thing that was like the only like, we're still talking about this kind of stuff. Um, and I guess that may be because of the lack of jokes that you would have if you had like his crew, Ti in them. Um, they're usually at the comic relief parts too. So because you didn't have that, maybe I guess you had to have somebody as a comic relief, which still was like to me. But nonetheless, overall, I think it's a pretty good film. I think it was a great setup for what's to come next. Um, I don't necessarily believe that version of King is dead. And I think the extra credit scenes of Victor Timely and the Council of Kangs was pretty great. So overall, um, trash man, dope awesome. I'm gonna go high dope. I'm gonna go high dope. Um, our don't go awesome because like I said, because that really for me that one gripe. Um, but then I also felt like, you know, well, the two gripes, the jokey thing, and then the the reducement of what Modok could be. And I guess if you ever have a super evil villain, and Kang, who John Majors was absolutely spot on perfect. Um, do you really need to have two? Um, just off the strength of Ultron being a botch, um, where he was a solo villain and he needed to be both comic relief and bad, but couldn't be a good medium. This one you kind of do have two, so one can take, another one can't. But um, I still feel like Modok was wasted, and I just didn't really like that those extended jokey parts when it came to Modok. So, other than that, yeah, high dope, loved it for the most part. Definitely have to see it again. If I want to be swayed to go anywhere past awesome, so well, anywhere towards awesome. So, AntMan, QUANTUMANIA, WrestleMania.
All right, fellas. Well, I'm gonna go, but it was super awesome, super awesome. Like I loved it. Like I don't even know what y'all even. Don't even make the faces, yo. Don't even. I see Otto. No, 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 no. We're not doing this, bro. We are not. You are not gonna trash on my man Ant Man and his shorty the Wasp. Let me tell you something. You see, the problem is that this damn thing was so racist. Like, of course, Kang always trying to keep the black man down because he trusted a white lady. And y'all just gonna let this colonizer, even in the quantum realm, it was mad racist. Come on now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was straight man. It was straight man. I only watched it because of Kang. Jonathan Majors, he did a great job. That's my guy. To be all honest, yeah, I can see why even before the trailer, I was like, I'm only gonna watch it because of Kang. And they proved me right. They proved me right. It was cool, cute Disney movie because it wasn't. I didn't feel like it was too much of a Marvel thing, but all right, it had his moments. If you want me to tell you the truth, I saw the movie twice. One for free and one I paid for. Thank God I saw it for free first. Um, when you get older, you tell yourself which movies are worth going to the movies for, and which movies you rather just stay at home and watch until it comes out on DVD. I'm sorry, I'm that generation old, but we're just gonna bring it back to streaming. I could have waited till I got that to Disney Plus, but the movie was okay, straight. Definitely meh, meh, and more meh, twice meh, meh at home and meh at the theater. So I mean, listen, okay, yeah, you had to see it. You had to see it for Kang, and yeah, yeah, that's what I really got. That's my guy though. The Exile one. That's what I got. Not even Kang the Conqueror. The Exiled one. Still like it anyway. Gentlemen, the floor is yours. Prove me wrong. Let's go. I'm ready to discuss.
So I went into the movie medium hype. First movie of Phase 5. Like I'm hoping for a turnaround from the trash that was Phase 4. I actually like AntMan 1 and 2, so I was hoping for a good part 3. I like Paul Rudd, and I love Jonathan Majors. Like ever since The Harder They Fall, I've been more of a fan. So I was like, you know what? And then Kang, to see what they do with the new, the new big bad guy of the thing. I liked what he did in Loki. So I was like, all right, let's see what they do. And so I go into it with, decent expectation. There goes that word again. Yeah, it just didn't work. It just watching it, the jokes weren't funny, and I expected some comedy out of Paul Rudd. Like the things they tried to do weren't really that funny. The MODOK head thing, I don't know who made that decision. That was just a terrible decision. It reminded me of Spy Kids. They should have just kept the gold face at least and just let it rock like that. I understand that MODOK had a real face, but it did not work for the CGI. They should have just kept that gold face and let it rock. That was terrible. The whole Darren and don't be a dick thing was like it didn't work. Now for that, when it comes to the actual story, it didn't get me lost in the universe. I didn't really care about the characters in the QUANTUMANIA. Like I wasn't like, oh well, I'm really invested in these guys and hope they don't die. Then all the like the psychic and all that stuff, like it just didn't work for what we were trying to do. So I just did. I was sitting there like, all right, well, let's see how Kang's doing, and more hype for Kang, more hype for Kang, and he comes on screen and he does his part, like his his little monologues and his, like, he did his thing as expected. He played that that character when he had Ant-Man's daughter and everything. You're like, oh shit, he's being real serious. Like he did a good job, but it just didn't. It didn't hold up. Like I was really sad to see this as the first movie there. It makes me a little sad and a little worried about the future of Phase 5. I do like Kang as a character. I can't wait to see what they do with him for the rest of the series. But for me, it's definitely going meh. Maybe in a low meh. I only saw it once though, so I can't. But I'm disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed with this movie.
What a fucking dumpster fire. Jesus Christ. I'm torn, man, because I like Ant-Man. I was gonna wear my Ant-Man helmet. I normally suit up for these things, but if Feige didn't bother putting any effort into this, then why should I bother putting in effort into the review? I'm not even mad, dude. I'm just disappointed. This thing was bad, and I went in with lower expectations because the Rotten Tomatoes dropped early, so we saw it was 5 out of 10. And I was like, all right, let me adjust my expectations. Phase 4, I wasn't a fan of, but I was excited to see where they were going to go. Please don't suck. We were talking about it. And it sucked, dude. It fucking sucked. It was a kid's movie again, just like Thor, Love and Thunder was a kid's movie. Instead of the kids beat them with magic love, this time the ants beat them with magic love. No one died. No stakes. No one died. Kang lost. Kang got beat up by ants. Okay, it's fine. At least Scott is going to get stuck in the quantum realm. Nope, his daughter opened the portal right away. Nothing happened. You don't have to watch this movie. You don't. And you'll be fine. And then, okay, post-credits, the Council of Kangs. Wow, this looks really bad. Is that he's wearing a fucking mustache? What's happening? Why does it look so bad? And I know it's comic accurate. Even that panel with the Council of Kangs, I know, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. And Jonathan Majors did his thing, but he lost. He lost to ants. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I prefer his performance in Loki. I like that version, that variant, more than this one, because that one didn't lose to ants. This was so bad. Low meh. I won't give it a T. I'll give it a low meh. And I'm worried, man. I'm worried about Phase 5, but whatever. I'll still watch.
Yeah, like Otto said, I had to take his hashtag. Please don't suck. I will say it didn't suck. I won't say it was trash. I think it was slightly better than Thor: Love and Thunder. And then I also remembered that Marvel kind of struggles with third movies of trilogies. Iron Man 3 wasn't very great, went a different direction. Was supposed to be a finale, but it wasn't a finale because they didn't know how RDJ's contract was going to go. Similar with this movie. We thought it would be a finale. Maybe Ant-Man would die or somebody would die. There was really no stakes in it, so we don't know the contract situation or what's going to happen. We might get an Ant-Man 4. We don't know. The best trilogies of the MCU have been the ones where there were team-ups. Captain America 3 was basically Avengers 2.5. Spider-Man 3 was we all know what it was. What I'm saying? So the trilogies of the standalone, characters kind of suffer a bit, and this one suffered as well. And the direction they went with it, it was, the reason I say it didn't suck is because for taking it for what it was very sci-fi, very out there, and fine, I'll give you that. But a lot of the dialogue and jokes just didn't work. So I got what they wanted to do with it, and kind of retconning the quantum realm wasn't a good idea. We went thinking the quantum realm was just emptiness and nothingness, and then now we find out there's a deeper layer that has civilizations and creatures and things, but there's no explanation of what these creatures are. Do they come from other galaxies, realms, spaces, what have you? We get no explanation for them, but we got robots and dude that's shooting quantum beams out his head, broccoli talking. We just get stuff, and there's no explanation to why. Janet Van Dyne lived there. Then she lived half the time in the nothingness of like it's just too much stuff that they just kind of fit in, and including the ending. You know, y'all know me. I'm big on how Act 3 goes, and Act 3 was very convenient. Everything just worked. Oh, don't remember those ants that fell into the realm with us? Well, they've lived thousands of years and they're advanced. What? Oh, we got sucked into we're stuck here. The portal closed. No, remember that thing we used to send messages and to the quantum realm? Well, now we can open the portal with it. Oh, okay. Like everything was just convenience, and it was just too easy. This movie was felt definitely like it was a setup for what's to come. It could have been maybe a Disney Plus one-off, maybe, and that would have been did better. I do look forward to the Kang storyline. I felt like this was more of the introduction of another variant of Kang. We got He Who Remains in Loki. We got, as Fenny called, the exiled one in this one, who, again, spoiler alert, may not have died. He may come back as the Conqueror or what have you. Who knows? Because whoever dies in the MCU, right? We got MODOK, and it was Darren from the first AntMan movie. The only reason I didn't mind MODOK was because he took the stupid jokes that Kang would have did if this was like Ultron and other previous Marvel movies where the villain was scary but then cracks a joke. So I'm glad that they separated and let him say the stupid jokes. And he's the comic. He's silly. He's stupid. MODOK as a character to me has never been taken serious. I felt like that was what he was. Every iteration of MODOK is just a throwaway. His name, his look, I thought it was just a running joke in the movie. Let him do that. Let Kang be all business. That I didn't mind. To wrap up quickly, Kang did his thing in this movie. This was all about Kang. We got more backstory. We got more of what's to come. And that's the only reason to watch this movie. Not trash. Man, I don't know. Low, high, whatever. It's just man. Maybe if I watch it again, I'll see. Yeah. But the kids might love it. Who knows?
We can all appreciate the MODOK booty shot, though, right?
The spandex.
The
Yo,
raw
I ain't gonna. What?
raw
Them ass cheeks was flying. I was dying. I was like, "Oh, this what we doing?" Yo,
Like
this is a kid movie, yo.
MODOK
should have been Kang. Should have been Kang. That's all I'm saying.
No. I think, like I said, it was better to waste the silly stupidness on MODOK. I think it was better over there. Even playing on his name, putting an F in there, which nobody ever mentions that it's the F for killing, but it's like not in there in the name.
Yeah.
MODOK. So I think like I said, they went a different direction. They went full sci-fi.
You remember when they tried to be Episode 9 of Star Wars and like, oh, they got the rebels and they're all flying in at the end, like, bro, come on.
I thought that too. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw all the people in the quantum realm, I'm like, am I watching Star Wars?
Yeah, we don't give
a fuck. They got the hoods on in the desert.
On paper, this worked. I think the execution of it didn't work because I got the whole setup of his daughter trying to be a hero because she idolizes him. She sees him as hero. Now he's kind of retired and just living a life of a celebrity. And she's like, no, we could do more. And so it looked like it would work on paper, and then you do it, and you're like,
it finally made sense, yo. White people finally got a chance to be like, well, listen, his father wasn't around. He was white. They always said the black man, the black fathers ain't around. Look, the white man wasn't around.
And they didn't touch on that enough because they also had that same dynamic with Hope and her mom, but they didn't address it. Like it was like we're gonna keep mentioning stuff.
First, whoa. Don't be out here using Michelle Pfeiffer as whatever ploy you trying to use. She was out here getting these buns. She was out here getting these buns, living life.
But her daughter was missing her. Like
Shorty was lonely. Shorty was lonely. She was out here messing around with Bill Murray.
Bill Murray and Kang. Her and Kang was real cozy on the ship.
Yo,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was real
my man,
snuggled up too. You know.
my man grabbed her hand. I was like, so ain't nobody gonna say nothing? That's what we doing? So no one's gonna mention the fact that I would have thought he was gonna grab her like arm, the whole damsel in the stress ploy. My man said, nah, let me hold your hand. I said, oh, that's what we doing? No.
And remember,
See, if I was Hank,
Kang done lived
yeah,
thousands of years. He know a thing or two about, you know what I mean? Like,
all right. Well, if I was Hank Pym with all them ants, kill him now. That's it.
You couldn't kill fucking Hank Pym. You couldn't nobody.
died. No,
or like you said,
strangers.
at least get stuck in the realm. Like when he got stuck, like, oh, all right, so at least they're gonna have a breakdown for like part 4. The daughter has to save him or something, and immediately it was like, no, I'm safe. So me getting my ass beat and everything else and means nothing.
None of it mattered.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you. I really thought at that part, right? I'm like, I remember telling myself last night, oh man, they stuck. That's it.
Yeah.
Right? Cool. Yo, I ain't gonna lie, I saw Shorty with the keyboard real quick. I'm like, baby girl, no, we're not doing this. And then it pops up and he didn't even look behind him. He just said, let's go back home. How do you even know, man? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
He felt
and how did she know Kang was done? Like, oh, I guess by now they beat him up. Let me open this up. What if Kang was still good? Kang would have got out.
Bit, maybe.
She didn't. You hear everybody right there, ladies and gentlemen. You hear all that right there. The panel said, "What if?" Let's think about that for a second. Now, there was not the whole thing was just nothing but what ifs, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you left over. Now I understand at least one person dying. That's cool, but the whole leaving somebody in the quantum realm, that would have been better. That would have been better because you can at least incorporate a part 4. And to be honest, it took me the second time to realize when I watched the movie, oh, this is not even the Kang that I know. That from whatever storyline they use another version, which is the exile one. That's cool. That's great because that version that they used, he was a conqueror. He was from the 30th century, had all this tech, and he had an army. He literally had an army. And then I'm like, oh, so y'all gonna waste this Kang? At first, I was like, y'all gonna waste this good Kang right here on AntMan.
Now that was my biggest concern once they announced that this was gonna conclude with the Kang Dynasty and all that. And once I heard that Jonathan Majors was gonna appear in multiple movies, and I believe we spoke about it when we talked about our Phase 4 conversation and what was to come. My concern was how it would play out with the different variants continuing to pop up, and would us as the diehards, would we get it compared to like the casuals, and how it would play out. Now, as a diehard, as a fan, as someone who knows in the comics, Kang was just used to retcon stuff. Even with them now having a plan, I'm worried because it's like, oh, so he's gonna just pop up and keep dying, pop up and keep dying. Like, is it gonna be that, or
or are they gonna treat him like the fucking Ultron bots? Like, there's too many Kangs, and like, well, they're gonna one shot him each. Like, is it gonna be like fucking Ant-Man beat him by himself essentially with some fucking ants? So like, I'm not worried about the other one.
And they did
establish not even Scott Lang. It was Hank Pym that beat him at that point.
But they did establish as a big 3: Immortus, Ramatut, and then some random blue dude.
But they look so goofy. Ramatut looks so goofy, and I know it's comic accurate, but it looks silly. Like, I'm not like, oh, Thor's gonna lose to this guy? No, he's not. Like, what are we talking here?
So yeah, I'm a little concerned. I did like seeing the panel with the Council of Kangs and everybody there cheering, and it was very accurate. I did like, and I did tell you guys that Loki was very important. It was the most important Disney Plus show that we've seen, and it ties it all up going forward. When you guys said y'all didn't know where this is going, Loki already told you. I told y'all that. It showed it again.
So what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen in Loki? Are they gonna beat the guy that's talking about time travel, Kang? Like, what's gonna happen?
Oh,
like,
I'm not Victor Timely.
Victor Timely, yeah, thank you.
Timely. I feel like they're gonna probably chase him down, and Loki
and jet ski on him. Like,
Loki seems to be the one that's going to find out more on the back end, while the movies are going to be dealing with them in a bigger scale. Loki's going to be like piecing it together behind the scenes, throughout. What do they always say? Away from time and space. He's gonna be going through all that stuff. That's what it seems.
Do we know who the villain is for Guardians? Or for, I don't know. We know who Guardians is. Do we know who the villain is for the Marvels? Like, we're not going to see any more Kang stuff besides Loki, and then we got Secret Invasion.
We might. We don't know. I mean, I
So
think we're gonna get another season of Moon Knight as well. So Ramatut might pop up there. But again, they might be saving him for the movies because it seems like those big three are gonna be like the movie guys. But yeah, we don't know, and they're rearranging stuff right now too. Stuff is getting moved around. Bob Iger came back and said, all right, let's bring down the quality to raise up the quantity. Obviously, this movie was already in production, so going forward, we should get more quality and less movies and shows. So we don't know yet officially what's going to happen, but they are rearranging and switching things around.
I just feel like if Secret Invasion fails, then I'm just done with Marvel, and I don't want to feel that way. But if Secret Invasion is not great, I'm just done with this entire.
They got 2 years to get that.
Speak that to light, because I was actually thinking about when I was watching the end, the post credit scenes. I was like, yo, how does the Beyonder fit in this? Which, mind you, I'm here for all of it because I'm just trying to think, yo, so they use the Exile one for this one. They used I'm sorry, guys, remind me for Loki. What was his name again? The He Who Remains, right?
Time? Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah. So now I'm just over here like, yo, I hope y'all don't just keep using his variants for like, I gotta start using some important characters now because at this point it's crunch time. And however the chips fall,
Fantastic Four.
which is fine. Yeah. Which is fine because one of his variants is actually Reed Richards' son, and Victor's Victor Doom's whatever DNA, however that work and however they want to put it at.
But my thing is like
yo, man, listen.
8 years.
2 years.
2 years, not including any possible pushbacks.
And mind you, Secret Invasion War was it was like Battle World. So some of this thing we may not see it right now if it makes sense or not, but man, listen, that start off to phase 5 is getting a little tricky, it's a little shaky right now. And I'm away for it. I'm away for it. You feel me? But I kind of agree with the fellas right now, the Council of Marvel, that's what we're gonna call it.
I'm just worried that like phase 4, we'll have at the end of phase 5, we'll have no big bang fight Thanos. Ultron.
We just had it right now, bro. He lost the hand. That was it.
We're not getting an Avengers. We're getting 2 Avengers movies in phase 6. We're not getting an Avengers movie in phase 5.
Phase 7 and 8 is gonna be Galactus. Cut your shit, man. Stop it.
We don't know. Who knows? But we don't. Again, we
got a lot of big bags.
We got to stop looking to 7 or 8. You know what I'm saying? But
it's not that. It's like as a fan, as these movies slowly fail us, we're not looking forward to them. So, like for instance, with DC, right, when they were doing the little films, as each film started to suck, you didn't care about. You're like, oh, who cares? And now they're rebooting, no one cares. With these though,
we 15 years in.
Yeah,
you know about the first movie? They've earned.
It feels like their reign has ended.
Credit to keep it going.
I don't know, man.
This is the 41st project, so yeah. But that credit, out of the last 6, 4 of them were rotten and B+. I don't know, bro.
But it's not a good look. The audience score.
The bots don't fucking matter.
It's not bots.
But you know what?
They're not bots. Those are authentic users. They log in and they give their score. Those are not bots.
Sure.
Those are
so
not
anyway,
bots.
To your point though, as long as they keep making money, that's all they really give a fuck. They don't care if they're happy.
But like I said, Iger's back. Iger's addressing the situation. He said we're gonna go back to raising the quality, spending more time on production and not.
Did he mean that starting with this film? Because it
was already out. This movie was already. Remember, it took a year for them to come out. So that's what I said. Going forward, this movie was already in production when he got back.
So what movie does he mean that? Like Marvel's, Guardians of the Galaxy?
The next one after that. I think after the Marvels. Whatever's the next one afterwards.
So after Marvel, we have to wait until 2024.
Yes.
Basically, bro. Come on.
Marvel's already done. John. It'll be Cocaine Bear 3 before we see him.
John, just go watch Guardians of the Galaxy matinee. Call it a day, bro. Go watch Guardians of the Galaxy matinee so you don't feel like you did too much. Spend too much.
The only thing with Guardians is it's gonna be good. It's just not gonna probably tie into this because even the original Guardians movies didn't really tie into Infinity
at all.
They just popped up. You know what I'm saying? Because they found Thor. But other than that, they didn't have a storyline that really connected. So we're gonna get, and we know Gunn is out. So we don't
Gunn
think
and
Kang
Drax,
is gonna
right?
pop up there.
I think
Yeah,
Batista
Gunn.
said he's done too. So Gunn and Drax.
Well, half the cast is going with Gunn. Like we know how
Do
Gunn.
you think it bothers?
No, Batista was saying that he was like he can't keep up with his body weight. He was like, yo, I can't keep up with that shit.
He can't be shirtless no more. Do you think it bothers Spidey that the highlight of this film was the Batman trailer?
I don't think that was the highlight of this film. The Batman trailer?
Yeah, it was.
Flash?
I mean, it's technically called The Flash, but you know what it was. It was the Batman trailer.
So the theater I was in, it didn't really get a pop.
It
didn't get a pop.
Did you take your headphones out?
I didn't wear no headphones.
I'm done.
John said his theater was half empty.
Well, no, I would agree though. I would agree the Flash show didn't get that big love. Like the Guardians actually got a few woes, which I was surprised. I didn't see nothing in the Guardians show that was like, oh my god, this is amazing either. But to touch on that real quick, I don't know. When I saw the Flash trailer, the first thing during like the Super Bowl, I wasn't like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then to see the CGI Michael Keaton kicking ass, I was like, all right, well.
No, he
I'll
old
give it a
family.
chance.
Let them get that CGI in, bro. Come on.
I think my hate for Ezra Miller is gonna make me judge the movie ahead of time. But seeing that Batmobile,
what did they then do to you, John? What did they then?
You know what they done did. But seeing that old Batmobile did give me that nostalgia. Like, woo, it's a beautiful bitch.
I ain't mad at him for that one.
The Flash trailer, didn't really. The audience I was in, the theater I was in, it didn't really pop.
Did the Loki post credits pop for you?
For me?
No, I mean I know you did. I meant the audience.
Because I was like, in your face, Otto.
The audience.
The Loki pop got a few ohs in the crowd. I guess because it felt like it was like a Civil War, where it was a scene from the movie, for the show, instead of like just a shoehorned in clip for the post credit scene stinger. So it felt like, okay, we're getting a glimpse of where Loki season 2 is going. So it got a few of those. I think that the Loki stinger got a bigger pop than the Council of Kang stinger because it was more recognizable. Whereas a bunch of Kangs, people were like, huh?
Yeah.
And then when it was like, oh, Loki season 2 is coming on, it was more familiar. So I feel like, that might have been why more people reacted to that one. And speaking for the audience that I was around. What about
you, Fenny?
Otto?
Man, I was around a bunch of Indian cats, and man, they didn't know about all that shit. Man, get out of here. I mean, I was the only one really knowing what was going on, kid. It's like going to a theater full of people who just watch the movies that don't know nothing about no damn comics or the TV show. So it's funny because in your mind you're like, okay, cool. It was cool to see Loki. I'm gonna watch season 2 anyway because that's what it is. But my daughter, when she saw Kang, she was like, there's a lot of them. Variants, right? She's like, alternate realities? I'm like, yeah, baby, because I can't explain this.
You're not going to break that down, right?
Nah, bro. It's just like, whatever version they got is whatever version they're going to take. So I'm like, all right, because who's going to discuss time travel and paradoxes and all that? No, I ain't doing that. So she took that, she saw it, she liked it. She didn't really understand the Loki thing because she didn't really watch the first season. So why would she? So that's just where if I was in the city or if I was in Brooklyn, I'm pretty sure it would have popped off. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on the theater you go to, but I ain't gonna lie, man. The theater I go to out here, lounge chair, I'm chilling. I don't want to be bothered. Right. So I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I think I'm really spoiled because you go to a theater where you can just lounge back. You can actually hear them talk, and you don't have to wonder like, yo, what did he say? Ah, shit, what's going on, man? Now I gotta ask the fellas when we do the chat, like, what did they say? Because I didn't hear it. So yeah, I'm that guy now. I'm spoiled as fuck. I'm sedity. So
how did the stingers pop?
It was the Loki one. The first one didn't get anything, but when they saw Loki, Tom Hiddleston, that forehead, man, it drives the ladies crazy, I guess. But that's the one that got the pop. Wow. After of course the Batman trailer, which of course got the biggest pop. And believe it or not, the Fast 10 trailer got some reaction.
Wow. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. No, you're right though. The Fast 10 trailer got some pop, and Gabby was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see that." I'm like, "I kid, yeah." When she a kid, so she just see any cars. She don't even know actors. She's like, "Oh, that look cool." When you were the 13-year-old, none of that shit matters, right? But when it's you like, shit again. Like, 10 times, fam. Like, all right, you win. I don't know. How long you been doing this?
Right.
When does it end? Is it this the last one,
This
right?
is the beginning of the end.
Right.
Oh, part one.
It's
Part
gonna
one.
be a fast 10.
This is part 10, part 1. 10, part 1.
Yeah.
Yo, just kill me now, bro. Like,
Hey, man, we're on the 41st Marvel project, all right? Levin, try to catch up. It is what it is.
Right.
Nevin try to catch up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I'm trying to think if it was anything else worth talking about from this movie.
Why no Luis, bro? Come on, man. That dude was the highlight of Ant-Man 1 and 2, the recaps. They could have squeezed him in there. They didn't even let him do a voice. The Russian dude from part 1 and 2, they let him do the voice of the whole guy. They couldn't let Luis do a little recap or a quantum version of Luis or a fucking Kang version of Luis. Come on, bro.
I agree.
Michael Pena deserves better.
I don't think he fit into this movie. However, yes, if you're gonna let one of those characters come back and just do a voice, you could have let him and T.I. do a
Cassie's
voice.
Mom. Cassie got arrested twice. Cassie's mom is nowhere to be seen.
The
Like,
dad,
come on, bro.
The dad is a cop.
The dad is a cop. Yes, he's probably dead, which is fine. But
that's crazy. That it was John who said he's an Ant-Man fan, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, he kind of right though. Ant-Man 1 and 2 was better though.
Yeah.
I just thought about it right now. It didn't even pop in my head until right now. And I'm like, yo, it kind of was though. And it was, even though it had little jokes, but it was still serious and it was good.
Well, that's what I'm
Part
saying.
1 was good for me.
They were both silly still. I think this one just went extreme silliness. You know, I feel like this was, like I said, like the trilogies. I feel like how Thor and stuff, like it just went extreme silliness. That's what they did with this one. Like, you know, it was funny to see what was it, the Thomas the Train, you know, at the end of that one, and it was funny, cool. But this one was just extreme silliness, and I think they went too far with it.
It just sucks that this was like the beginning of Phase 5. This was
and I don't care about it being the beginning, or I don't get caught up in the phase moment and stuff like that. As a movie, it failed. Like, I think the dialogue.
Yeah, it was a disappointment.
It failed.
It was a disappointment.
As an Ant-Man trilogy, it failed. Like, even if the bigger picture, it failed. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I don't care about it being. It could have been the first movie of the phase, second, third, last. Like, it just failed. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get caught up in that. The placement of it, because again, they move stuff around all the time.
Is this the lowest one, to your knowledge, that you've ranked?
Oh, I think there was so
movie wise,
going by our grade, Thor: Love and Thunder. Yeah, but you're
But if I had to say, like, if I had to rank, I don't have it the lowest. No, and eventually one day we're gonna rank every movie. At some point, we're gonna do a
100 projects, and then we'll do it.
You know what?
Yeah, I don't have it as the worst. And like I said, I think Iron Man 3 and I think Iron Man 2 wasn't that great. I think Age of Ultron wasn't that great. I think Thor, 3 and 4 wasn't that great, and 2, 3, and 4. I think I probably have a lot of movies below this. That's why I said it was hard to. It's not. I liked it.
Now are you just saying that because you enjoyed Kang that much? Because obviously the dude's a bad motherfucker. He
probably saved it. I think he saved. I think because again,
he did save it.
If Gore was able to butcher, he probably could have saved Love and Thunder.
But Kang didn't do any annihilation either. They just talked about it. You've cleansed thousands. You've killed. Yes, I have. Have you? Can we see a little bit?
He got some butchering in.
Bro, he couldn't even kill the fucking like new characters that we were introduced to. I thought for sure they're gonna kill that mighty warrior woman and the fucking whole guy.
No, chill. He killed the machine, bro. Chill out.
That's it. Oh, he had to get one in. Come on.
This is first and foremost. This is a kid movie. Yo, this is a kid movie, and I ain't gonna front. After thinking about what you guys just said, if I have a top 5 right now of worst movies right now, Iron Man 3 and this movie have gone on the list. When we go and move further on and we get to whatever, if we want to rate the bad ones, those two are in my slot right now. Unfortunately, Kang saved that movie. And I do see Otto's point, like, yo, at least he could have gotten if he spent 10 minutes just slaughtering like half those people, I think it would have made better. But we don't know what version we were getting at this point.
But Paul, to your point, I didn't think about it that way, but it makes sense. They were having MODOK just be the jokes so that Kang could be serious. But then they let him get beat up by ants. Come on, bro.
And I think they didn't know how to end it. That's what I'm saying. I think they want to push this variant thing. So they're like, and I guess in their mind, having a variant bad guy fixes their issue with killing off the bad guys every movie, because that's always the running thing with all the antagonists are one offs. They die, and it's like, but this time he has variants, like, and yeah, and they didn't know how to kill him, and we don't know if he died, but having him get pushed into the whole quantum ball thing. We don't know if he went to a deeper realm.
Right.
If he's now the MODOK of another realm.
So you're saying there's still hope to see his butt cheeks. All right. I like where your head's at. You brought me around on it.
There's still hope. I'm saying there's a chance. But yeah, it did feel like I said, that third act felt very convenient, and it felt like they were just spinning the wheel or throwing darts at a board. Okay, ants. Okay, he just gets sucked into the thing.
Well, they looked at the clock. They were like, "Yo, we're running up on 2 hours. Yo, let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up."
Yeah. Okay, so
Yo, dead ass.
She just up. They come out and it's all good. You know,
she said, like "Marble _ get my daddy back, bring him home, star key and pound." And next thing you know, my daddy is back home.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna spend another 5 years away from me. Right. You are bugging.
So now she's just as smart as like Shuri and Riri and
out of nowhere.
Like y'all wild, son. That's wild.
They can't all keep time shit, bro. All the kids are
get the fuck out of here. Stop, bro. Come on.
Tony, they couldn't figure this out. She just
one time.
Portal.
One off.
Boom, we out.
Found the map.
Like it would make more sense if they went to the van. You know, they still had the van and they did something there. You know, turn it up another level to make it go deeper into the like that would have made more. But just to see her right there, like, okay.
And you could tell the movie was a rush job though. Just certain aspects. Everything was just going like this.
Everything got sucked in. How the keyboard stay plugged up?
Exactly.
Bro, you didn't see it. It fell off. Soon as Scout got in there, it was over. Everything stopped.
The ants got sucked in. Everything got sucked in, but that keyboard though, still connected.
Crazy.
Damn,
maybe next time. Kang will return, boys and girls. We'll see. We'll see what happens next time.
They better use a better. They better use a better movie.
This was like a Kang movie, because Infinity War to me felt like a Thanos movie.
It was, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This didn't feel like a Kang movie. It didn't feel like an Ant-Man movie. It felt like a couple of movies put together. You know, and I feel like Jonathan Majors had to deal with the same thing that Christian Bale went through, where Gore, in his mind, he was in a different movie than the movie that they was in. And I feel like Jonathan Majors is having a blast playing different iterations and variants.
I want to know if he gets different paychecks, because
I was going to say that, because I'm wondering what they signed him to. You know, is he getting Robert Downey Jr. money? Like, like
it may be discussed in 2024. It may be discussed in 2024. All the movies, all these projects he's in right now.
That's the real reason Iger said, okay, we got to cut down the projects.
the budget.
Because if Kang gonna keep popping up, we need to, bring that down a bit, because Jonathan Majors don't come for cheap. You know,
I'm curious if the word of mouth is going to affect it at all, because Thor overall still made money and everybody pretty much badmouthed it. So I think it's still going to make money. It's still a good kids movie.
Right.
Like if I was bringing my nephew or niece, they would fucking love it. It's just
this is right now at the time recording. I think it was 104, 108 million.
Yeah, it broke the 100 for the weekend. Yeah, and then we got a holiday tomorrow. It'll do some more.
And that's the biggest Ant-Man release.
And they got China money because. You know, they make sure no gay stuff.
Iron Man 3 was the biggest, grossing Iron Man movie. And then most people say the worst. So, the money is one thing, the actual project itself is another thing, but yeah, you just never know how it's gonna go. But yeah, the audience reviews on Rotten Tomatoes are high. 84% is pretty good from the audience. I know some people that
those are all parents, bro. Get out of here. Those are all parents.
Good.
Quick question. Speaking of knowing people, Jared fell asleep. He didn't go. Do you know if Jared?
He went to see it. He sent me his video. I have not watched it yet. It will be cut in here in the beginning.
Got it. So it'll be.
That's why I'm wearing the pink, bro. I'm representing him at the same time, bro. I need you to edit this and have the music in the background. Bound chicka wham wham.
I don't know if that's copyright friendly. I don't know if that's copyright friendly.
He gonna be like watch me like he loved it, yo. I bet you he wore his AntMan sweater.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he felt like it was a kind of thing. So I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch his yet. He sent it to me, uploaded it. I didn't even copy it to the new folder yet. But like I said, I've had a few people have texted me and was like, "Yeah, I liked it. It was pretty good." I'm like, okay.
Anybody over the age of 15 or?
Yeah.
Yo, I was gonna ask him the same thing, yo. Oh my god. Did they go with it? Did they go with a teenager? They went with a kid? Like
I think that's another point though. That is where we suffer because we're fucking comic nerds and we know what's supposed to be, what it could be versus what they're giving us.
And it could
the average casual person, they're like, oh, the guy did the funny thing, the yellow butt cheeks. Oh, this is great. I don't know.
And
maybe we expect too much.
If more people see it and say, "Oh, I'm gonna take my kids," or somebody says, "Hey, take the kids," because remember, us just going is 1 or 2 people for taking, significant other, whatever. But the family and the kids going is 3, 4, 5 tickets. So that might help it as well. So
did anybody catch it in 3D?
No, never.
Good.
I caught it in 2D and then my 3D HD, with the 3D. You already know. Because no, yo, that shit was mad embarrassing to be watching it with my girl. And I'm like, yeah, babe, let's go watch it. Movie night family. My daughter goes upstairs, like, nah, I want to watch it tomorrow with you in the movie theater. Like, say less. I'm like, well, that's strike one. And then we over here watching it, and I'm just looking at her, looking at the TV. I'm like, yo. And in my mind, I said, this is why I fucking downloaded this shit and watched it for free. Because damn, this shit is crazy disrespectful. Imagine if you went to the theaters and you all hype and you're like, sorry, babe. I thought it was gonna be better than that.
Yeah.
And you gotta take the L inside. Yeah. And I agree with Otto though. I think because every one of us in this whole panel, we all have this stake where we've, growing up in the years, we got this comic bird's eye view of how we saw and read everything. That now we assume or have these expectations where it's gonna be just like the comic, which at this point we already know it doesn't. We'll give the director some type of leeway, but still go back to where you need to go. But this one really like, it kind of right to the ribs a little bit, man. Come on, what y'all doing?
I think it looked good on paper. I think the script, because like I said, I see what they wanted to do. It was just, I guess the execution of it.
The execution was bad.
Of it, but on paper, it probably looked much better. You know what I'm saying? It just didn't come out well. I think. It's like you can have the cake, you can have the ingredients.
The only thing I find solace in is that there's no way in hell all the Guardians are surviving the next final movie. So Drax is gonna die, Rocket's gonna die, somebody gotta fucking die. James kills people every movie, so at least there has to be some stakes. There has to be some fucking stakes, bro.
Yes, we will get stakes in that movie. Like I said, that one's gonna it's gonna be a one-off, not really attached to MCU.
Is that May or August?
May.
It's definitely May 5th.
That's May. Yeah, that one's coming quick.
Cinco de Mayo. I'm gonna wear my sombrero, bro. Let's go.
You don't need to be drinking the way to keep your ass up.
So what we got next? Otto, you, me, John. We're going to see Cocaine Bear next week.
You on your own. You're on your own, bro.
We will
why?
You
I need to know why. Don't even do this.
Well, I can tell you my why is because they're dragging me.
Yeah, we're dragging them.
For the sake of content, I'm with it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna watch it. Y'all tell me because I'll be damned.
We also got Creed 3 coming up.
I got my tickets.
That'll
be the superior Jonathan Majors film of the year, if I have to guess.
I mean, we saw one arm.
Probably will be
one arm in QUANTUMANIA.
Only one arm, dude. I was like, where's the other arm? I was like, where's the other arm? But then I was like, no, because Ant beat him up. So forget it.
So we got Cocaine Bear, Creed 3. I believe then after that we got Guardians, pretty much.
I got Scream. I got Scream.
6.
Scream 6. Scream 6.
5. I didn't see 5, so I got to see 5 before I see 6. If I do see 6,
it should be good.
Hopefully everything. Yo, I don't understand why y'all want to watch Scream for. Just go to the Bronx and just have a couple drinks and walk down the fucking street at midnight, bro. You'll really be screaming.
Watch them die.
You want to watch them die?
Let us know what you think about QUANTUMANIA. You know what I'm saying? Comment your thoughts below. Give us your grade. Give us your thoughts. Tell us where you think we're wrong at. We all bugging. We need to see it again. We missed the point. It's deeper. It's layered, or it's not. I don't think it is. But let us know. We'll catch you on the next one. Like I said,
they worry about
cocaine
that cocaine
beer.
dog. Yo. Nah, cocaine dog. Go get your dog, bro.
Cocaine dog.
Cocaine dog. Later, y'all.
Bye,
Peace
gentlemen.
out, yo.